what can happen to all of us, whether we are physically active or aggressively physically active, is that our body shows up in shows muscle tension, maybe not definitely not even only in within our muscles, but maybe physical responses, and it might be within our tummy, it might be headaches, migraines, it might be clenching of our teeth, nail biting, tapping, or like fidgeting, all sorts of physical responses. And you as an individual, or your clients that you have in front of you, or the conversations that you have around you, there where you notice the people talking about this, and they've spoken about going to see doctors, they've gone to see physios, chiropractors, everything that they can come up with or afford to go and see to try and overcome these physical representations that are showing up for them. And it's very easy in this conscious world that we're in that we jump to these conclusions that we have this because we did that, or this is showing up because of that. And we make these assumptions and conclusions around why these things are happening to us. But what is really important to understand is that these are unconscious responses, or not always. Let me correct that. These can be, especially if they have not been concluded as or expertly diagnosed as something in particular. Maybe it is an overstrain if it is a muscle where you've got the incorrect movement pattern and you've created an injury. Or maybe it is that you have an ulcer in your stomach or something like that that's scientifically proven, and the doctor's done many, many tests to reveal that true information. But what I'm referring to here is those kind of like vague kind of responses that, or diagnosis that the client or the individual is coming up with within their findings, and hence they kind of find a little bit like lost, or just presuming that whatever they have concluded in their head is what it is, all sorts of kind of stuck kind of thinking. But as I mentioned before, it is really important to understand that our physical body holds our emotions. And when we have such responses, such as like, let's say, irritable bowel kind of symptoms, like crazy indigestion, crazy gas, all kinds of issues, and there is no real true findings to that, it is extremely it is a great option to explore that with advanced conversational hypnosis, knowing that it could very well be an unconscious response. The physical body trying to tell us something, it's revealing information. And by allowing us to draw attention to it, if you're an advanced conversational hypnosis practitioner, by drawing attention to that physical response, we're going to be able to follow the track of information that the client reveals to us as we press upon what is going on for your client. So imagine you're going for a massage and you have a knot in your shoulder, and what they're doing is manipulating that muscle tissue so that it can break down whatever is going on within that muscle, so that it can feel some resolve or reprieve and go along its healing process. This is exactly what I'm talking about here within an unconscious attention kind of way. We're going to press upon, let's say, the pain or the symptom that is showing up until it begins to become malleable, begins to move, and the information that begins to reveal itself begins to unravel, and we begin to find a much more gain a much more a larger character of what's going on for your client, and they themselves are going to be able to gain all kinds of light bulb moments, aha moments, awareness around what is going on for them. And what also is really important to, I guess, understand is that the unconscious mind it doesn't work like the conscious mind, where it's very logical, methodical, like step-by-step kind of process. The unconscious mind is very unlinear in the way that it thinks, and that it will go do this and then do that and do this and do that, and then go all the way back to this. in a way of trying to express itself or resolve something in its very extremely powerful way of thinking. And so when you are following that track, you're going to be able to obviously be aware of that way of thinking and just play around with the unconscious mind. I guess kind of taking into consideration that the unconscious mind is very childlike, and that when you play with it, when you give it attention, when you create a creative discussion with it or creative play, unconscious kind of play with it, then it's only going to get even more excited and allow you to allow the client to come up with even more greater strategies, or allow the client to have even more creative thinking within their process of overcoming or pursuing a certain outcome.